Full moon time, full moon time. Ooh. When it's full moon, it's called lunar for a reason, lunatic. It is a time where our brains move with the tides. So the fluid in our body literally moves with the tides. So we do get different thoughts, we do get different behaviors, we do get different moods. So when we work with the moon, we have this whole abundance of possibilities that we can tap into. Now, the full moon that's coming up, now this is a timeless reading, but while I'm doing this right now, we're a day away from a full moon eclipse. And in that eclipse, usually it brings chaos and people tend to be a bit scared of eclipses in the past. But this one is going to be very magical. It's going to open portals of really creating things very, very quickly, as long as we're focusing on what we want, right? Also, it is a time of inventing. It literally is a time of inventing on these full moons. It can open up parts of our mind that is very creative and, you know, really taking ownership of where we're at. So take a moment, like, subscribe, and all those algorithm things to my channel, please. Take a look in the description. I've got a lot of events coming up. I'm doing a tour in Queensland. I've got a spiritual mentorship on offer. I've got an online intuition course. There's lots to be involved with. But for now, choose moon 1, 2, or 3, and let's get started. Full moon number 1. Ooh, let me get into your energy. Now, I just woke up, jumped in the shower and thought, oh, gotta do my YouTube video. And here in Australia, Melbourne, it is freezing. We're at the start of winter. I'm in my studio with my hair, which is wet, so I know it's chilly. Now, I want to say that you have got almost like an idea on ice. And it's like you've got this ingenious, creative opportunity or reality that you haven't tapped into yet. And it's sitting there ready to crack. What's going on with that, my darling? Why would you not live that existence? Because I know that there's a little bit of fear here that's preventing you. Let's see which card we start with for you. Straight away, that was what I had downloaded. Take less, feel more. Last quarter moon in Pisces. So the Moonology manifestation cards from Yasmin Bolland is the deck that I'm using. And take less. Talk less, feel more. Now, the fact that I even read that wrong, I know that in your energy, you're missing bits. So when you talk a lot, or there's a lot of action, you miss the downtime, you miss the listening, you miss the feeling, you miss the regrouping. Now, I ran a retreat on the weekend, and I know that all of us that attended took that time to really stop and regroup. And I feel like that's something that you might want to be looking for at the moment. So it's time that you just take a back step and think about and feel into the reality you wish to live, because I really do feel like there's an option sitting here. So whether or not you've had a job opportunity, an invitation, or something that you've gone, yeah, nah. Us in Australia, we tend to go, yeah, nah, as an answer. We don't know what the answer is. That's actually, ultimately, that answer is no. When we go, yeah, nah. And I feel like there's a bit of yeah, nah-ing going on. And the thing is, you're at a point where you don't realize how freaking magical you are and what possibilities are there for you. And you're sitting like, that will never happen. That's not for me. That's always for someone else. I'll just keep doing this. And there's an aspect to you just settling. Settling, my darling. Yeah, nah. No more of that. Because it's time that you realize what you're capable of. You're very good at doing things for others. You can pick up the pieces very quickly for others. And it's almost like that's where you feel purposeful and you get right to it. But this time, my darling, it's for you. I want to get another card here. These are the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot by Radley Valentine. I've got a few Radley Valentine decks. And I just want to get more of an in-depth because, this is a general reading, of course. Take what resonates. But there's a bit of you being reserved, locking up your emotions, talking yourself out of things. Yeah, nah. And we've got the 5 of Air. And the 5 of Air says mistakes, melodrama, reassessment. So I know that when you've attempted to do something different in the past, it's uncharted waters, right? And you feel like you're just getting it wrong. I want to just give you a big cuddle because in this reading, it feels as though you would prefer to not do it than get it wrong in general. And life doesn't work like that, babe. It just doesn't. Because when you're in your flow, things happen like pow, 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 pow. And you just go, oh yeah, I remember who I am and keep going. Excuse me. But there's a block. There's a block. It's almost like you're doing a lot of talking and no action. I'm not saying you're being lazy. I'm not saying you're diverting or anything. It's more like you're doing a lot of talking for other people. I've worked in a lot of businesses and I've made a lot of businesses very rich. And now it's time that I shift that and look after myself personally, my family. And there's a bit of that going on. You're doing it all for everybody else and not for yourself. And it's time that you start realizing who you are, remembering who you are. I want you to use this full moon to really, and you know what, if you're not listening to this on a full moon, wait till the next full moon because it's almost like a practice you want to uptake. And write down everything you want to forgive and release. That's what the full moon's about, forgiveness and release. Now, this isn't about other people. You can point your finger as much as you like. This is about you internally, what you're allowing yourself to be or not be, and what you're holding on to, because there's a lot there. There's a bit of resentment coming up as to why things have played out the way they have. And I almost want to say, it is what it is, move on. It is what it is, move on. Harsh, right? But you're ready to hear this because you've got these opportunities that you just go, yeah, nah, leave it there. It's not for me. But the thing is, it is for you. And I've said this many times, Spirit will come in and drop ideas in about 10 people's heads, right? Inventions. One person will go and do it. They'll run with it. The other 9 will sit there and then they'll see it pop up somewhere and go, oh, that was my idea. Well, so what? Ideas. Making them come to fruition and creating is another ball game. And it's almost like I want you to take a risk, a gamble. And I don't feel like you like to risk things because what if you fail? What if you don't? And every time you consider it as a fail, it's not a fail anyway. It's just something that needs to be critiqued. And I just want to finish with one more card. I've got another deck here today. It's the Earth Wisdom Oracle. Because there's a bit of grounding that needs to come back. And you realize what you've actually been through and how much you've done for others. I can't ignore that card. It fell, excuse me. Rest. It's not rest, stop, stay still, do nothing. It's rest, contemplate, and realize where you've been, who you are, and where you've been spending your energy, because in that silence, in that recuperation, you're going to find clarity that's going to help you make decisions just based on you. Because I want you to start dreaming big. Because if you don't, someone else will. And that, my darling, is your reading for full moon number 1. Full moon number 2. All right. Have you liked and subscribed to my channel yet? I'd love you to. Share. All right, let me get into your... Oh, you're a bit cheeky. In this energy, I'm feeling a little bit... Oh, so I don't know, something has just changed for you, because it certainly feels like it. I feel a bit giggly, so I almost feel a little bit excited. It's like I've fallen in love again. It feels like I've fallen in love again. And this doesn't have to be like with a new partner. It could be with your partner now. It could certainly just be with yourself. It could be like a love affair with a series on Netflix. Like, there's something here that is literally, I don't know, igniting you. There's an excitement, and I like it. And it's not something you need to share with anyone. It's just something you need to be. You can share it if you like. I mean, you know, I love comments in the comment section. But there's an excitement, an innocence, a naivety about you that I really want you to tap into. Because, you know, sometimes we get to a point where we sort of push that type of stuff away because it's inconvenient and it slows us down when we've got shit on. But I want you to harness this, because it's a beautiful energy that's going to bring a lot of abundance to you in relationships and conversations and just life in general. You're actually on track in this energy to create whatever the frig you want. I want you to hold on to this energy. It's almost like an inner child coming out to play. And he or she needs to come and play. It's time, and you're letting it. Oh, I love it. Let's see what your card is. It is the same as number 1 out of all these cards. It is talk less and feel more. It's the last quarter moon in Pisces. Wow. Don't you just love how that works? You may have been stuck between 1 and 2. But in this card, I just see the receiving, the sitting in the stillness. And I want you to really set the intention to go with the flow, with the feeling of giddiness. And if this is something that you're just going, no, that's not right, that's not me, this reading's not mine, I picked wrong, I want you to just stop for a moment and give yourself the opportunity to tap into, if you felt that way, where would it be? Because this is residing in you and ready to come out. And I know it's there, because you wouldn't have chosen moon number 2, would you? You got to trust yourself. And there's an excitement and a new, it's like a force. It's like a tidal wave. It's like, you've cracked it open now, and it is happening for you, not to you. But you need to get out of the way. So the words can trip you over. The words, you know, even if you are one person to sort of go, yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. And then you go, oh shit, what have I committed to? What have I done? My husband actually taught me something really good many years ago. And it's simply, when somebody asks you to do something or be somewhere or be something, you go, okay, leave that with me. Sure, I'll see what I can do. And all I was ever doing was, yeah, sure, when, how long, how wide, you know, and I'll jump right into it. Now, in your energy that I'm feeling with you, you got to be very careful not to commit and not say yes because you're feeling good. Because then you can overcommit, you can overwhelm, and then you can diminish this energy that you've already created, and the momentum is happening. So just let it. So don't take on any extra pressure here. It's almost like I don't want you to say yes to anything else. Just stay with this. Stay with this. I don't want you to think it's too good to be true, you see. I know I used to do that growing up. You know, if your parents would fight or something like that, I would, or no, it was more like my parents would be laughing, you know, would be having fun. And I did this as a very small child where everything was going great. And I found it hard to enjoy it because I was like, well, when are they going to start fighting? Or when is shit going to hit the fan? Or when am I going to get a phone call with bad news? Or when and I never, as a child, really enjoyed the moment. And that's something I've been practicing as an adult. And I know this resonates for you because this giddiness, this childlike fun and laughter energy is coming up. And I know you're ready to allow that in and be that. You don't have to hold your breath waiting for something to go downhill, because when you're in this energy and you own it and you become it, when things do go downhill, you handle them with grace and you get through it much quicker. So if something big's happening at the moment and you're just not feeling as down and as you should, that sounds about right. Now we've got the Page of Air card that comes next, which is the truthful, analytical, outspoken. But I also see the sword that is straight in the middle of his face, blocking his vision. So I know that there's a bit of tunnel vision that may be your best bet for now. You don't have to look at everything like a bird's eye view just for a moment. You're allowed to create this safe little bubble for you, because it's almost like rest and recuperation time, and for you to stay in this safe space. And in that you will heal more than ever. There's a bit of a healing going on for your inner child. And just to remove that self-analytical stuff that you tend to let yourself go to, you know, like, I didn't do that good enough, and those type of thoughts. But in this energy that I'm feeling with you, it's safe for you to keep it going, definitely, and build on it. And the last card I get for you is the big picture. And even though, you know, it's almost like that's something for now that I want to sort of on the back burner. I just want the here and now for you. Feel it, let yourself flow without bringing in the detail, without bringing in the too many words, without bringing in everything else. This moment is just for you. It's literally just for you. And it's interesting too, because I felt like I got a 5, but no, big picture, it's 23. 2 and 3 is 5. 5 is all about challenges and opportunities. It's the same. And this is just a time for you to be with yourself in this full moon energy. I want you to, I'm being shown you writing a letter. I want you to write your past self a letter and let them know that you understand. Let them know that they did what they did to get here, which makes sense, to protect themselves. Give them a bit of compassion, and accept you for who you are, because you're allowed to feel this joy. It doesn't have to turn to shit. Very cool. That is your reading for full moon number 2. All right, full moon number 3. All right. Let me get into your energy. What's going on for you? Feel like you got a lot on. Feel like you've got a lot on. I feel like a lot is out of your control too, out externally. So this one's more about you coming back to your heart space and being in control of the only thing you've got is your attitude. That's it. And I feel like there could be a something that's on your mind. It's almost like you've said something out of line, or you feel like you've upset someone, or someone's not talking to you, and there's a bit of confusion here, a bit of a breakdown of communication where you're taking the blame but you're not sure what for. That energy certainly coming up. And sometimes we feel this way. Now, growing up, I used to drink quite a bit. And some mornings I'd wake up after a night out and I'd just go, ugh, and I would feel this dread that I've said or done something inappropriate, which usually I had. But it wasn't a big deal. Like people go, oh, that doesn't matter, you were just excited, or I'd almost get let off the hook a lot. But it didn't matter because I'd already felt it. There was this feeling of dread, like I had done something bad, I'd hurt someone, or I'd said something, or whatever that may be. And it's interesting because I haven't felt that way for some time, but now talking about it and tapping into it, I can feel it. It makes me lightheaded and it makes me feel nauseous. So, there may be some of you that have been attracted to card number 3, full moon number 3, that might be going through something like type of upset tummy, some type of gut issues and a little bit of imbalance, like a bit of vertigo or dizziness or blood pressure. I can feel into my body that there's a lot going on that might be stopping me from being my best self. And I do feel like a cleanse may be in order, a physical cleanse. I personally do liver and gallbladder cleanses every few months. There's kidney cleanses, there's juice cleanses, every few months I tend to just be a vegan for a week. I personally enjoy eating meat. My body does anyway. I'm not sure about my mind and soul, but my body does. And so I like to give my body a break from that as well. And I definitely put Reiki into the food I eat. So I put the intention of, me getting the nutrients that I need and thanking that animal for, being something to give me nutrients and all that type of thing. And I feel like there's a bit of a confusion around what food and nourishment is good for you. It's almost like you might be paleo and might be vegetarian and might go off wheat and gluten and you do all these things sporadically. But I want you to get out of your head and get into your body and see what your body needs. Because when you do that, you're going to intuitively eat. And when you intuitively eat, you put your energy into the food, and then just by simply putting that intention, exactly like I do with Reiki, whether or not you've got Reiki attunements already or you will in the future, it's not important. It's more the intention. So when you pick up your piece of food or your bowl and you just put the intention of love and light and almost give it a blessing and take that nutrients and that energy straight into your body, and your body absorbs what you need. Because I do feel like there's an imbalance going on physically in you, and it could simply just be, an energetic chakras that need alignment, which we all get all the time. Or it could be something physical that you're aware of. So yeah, I feel like there's a cleanse in order for you that will help you along your way. And know that when you do detox, sometimes you feel worse before you feel better, but just flush it out with good quality water. Now, this one is the last quarter moon in Aquarius, and it says, reflect on your priorities. Now, to heal our mind, we need to heal our body. To heal our body, we need to heal our mind. So I really do feel like this is a health reading. I do feel like I want your body to become more aligned and stronger. And in order to do that, you need to get your mind right. So you may want to listen to podcasts. You might want to read a book. Now, one book I recommend a lot is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Oh, changed my life, changed my world. His meditations on YouTube are absolutely amazing also. Now, when you get up and go for a walk in nature, when you go to a Pilates class, when you go and do water aerobics, when you sit in a sauna, when you do all these things, it only needs to be twice a week, once a week. I try to do things like that 3 times a week because that's my mental health. And I know my body loves to move. And this week I've been in my computer all week, smashing out emails and doing admin and everything because I ran a retreat last week. So I had to catch up on a lot of work. Now, that almost kills me inside because I need to be in the nature. I need to move. And I know this is the reading for you because I know you need to move. I know you need that type of thing. So if you're stuck behind a desk every day, what are you doing to fill your cup? And it could be that I worked on the phone selling share market packages for many years, or many years ago, I should say. Very successfully, I might add. But how I had to work was I asked them for a headset so I could walk up and down all day. I did not stop moving because movement is the key for me. So tune into your body and see what your body needs. Is it movement? Is it rest? Is it sleep? Is it nature? Is it water? Like, what is it? Because I feel into your body that it is asking for sustenance, nourishment, nurturing, love. And if your job or your work or your lifestyle is blocking you from being able to do those things, then change it. Slot it in. Slot it in. Now, I know many cigarette smokers that don't have an income, but I know that they find the money for their cigarettes. So if you don't have time to work out because of your job and everything, if you really want it, you will find the time. You will make the time. You will move things around because, my darling, they are your priorities because you cannot buy health. But your body is very clever in its innate wisdom that every single ailment that we've ever had in the whole world, somebody has healed themselves purely through thought alone. So when you get, call in your big guns. I call our archangels the big guns, Call in your spiritual team. Expect them to show up and ask for help if you need it. Pick up those self-help books, those podcasts, those audios, whatever it is. But Dr. Joe Dispenza is coming to mind because he worked for me and I know he will work for you if you are ready. But your priorities at this stage is you. Is you. And sleep is very important. Just Google what benefits sleep does and how your body heals with extra sleep. And the thing is, our body actually can't heal a certain way unless we're sleeping. So sleep brings different aspects. And let's just finish with one of these cards and divine love. Absolute divine love. Love heals everything. So if you are a gym junkie, if you are a cleanse junkie, if you do all these things out of fear, you actually won't get the benefits as greatly as if you're doing it out of love and nourishment. So when you're doing these things, do it because you know they're good for you. And you will feel that energetically. And straight away, your chakras will align. Your body will just go straight into that space where it heals itself. Yeah. So give yourself that love and that time because that's what this reading's about. I can feel it. And you too can heal. And I will leave that with you for reading number 3. Thank you very much for tuning in, beautifuls. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share all those algorithm things. Take a look in my description, comment, look at all my upcoming events. Excuse me. And I think the theme here was rest, wasn't it? We're coming into winter as well in the Southern Hemisphere. And if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and you're coming into sunlight, then absorb that vitamin D. Vitamin D is very important for everybody. So through winter, I would suggest that you eat the right foods for vitamin D and it wouldn't hurt to supplement it as well. Take care, beautifuls. Thank you very much for tuning in. Be kind to others, but especially be kind to yourself. Peace out.